So today's lesson we're going to be doing a vascular anastomosis. So we're using aorta from preserved animals. They're going to be about 1.5 to 2 centimeters large, so the size is going to vary. So there's a couple principles about doing a vascular anastomosis. So if we draw the two ends. So there's two basic steps in doing the vascular anastomosis. We're going to be doing the posterior row first and then the anterior row. And the reason we do that is because it's a lot easier to do the hard part first and then the easy part last. And you'll see in surgery that often we will do things from posterior to anterior because it makes a lot more sense than trying to do something anterior and then try to work posterior because everything will be covered up. So today we're going to be using proline sutures, which is blue and monofilament. And so when you have the two cut ends of your aorta there, if you're right-handed, you're going to start on the right side of the cut end of the aorta and so to the left-hand side. Now, it's also important that you need to realize which part of the aorta you're going to be at. Are you on the outside of the aorta or in the inside of the aorta? Because it will impact upon whether the anastomosis is going to leak or not. So our first suture, you're going to take, this is going to be one continuous suture, so we're going to run the whole thing, so you only need one suture today. So our first suture is going to be right at the very end. So you're going to go from out to in. You're going to start over here, you go out to in, and then in to out. You're going to come over here, and then you're going to go in to out, so go in, and then come out. You're going to tie, and the loose end you're going to put a hemostat on there so it has a little bit of resistance. You take your loose end down with the needle and you're going to go from out to in on the left hand side. So you're going to be on the inside when you first start over here. Then it's just going to be a simple running suture. So you're going to be on the inside of the left hand lumen. You're going to go in to out, come across, out to in, just like putting two pieces of skin together, which we've done before. So what you're going to do is just going to run this. You're going to run the suture. Run, run, run. So at the very end, when you get to the very end, you have your stay suture here. It's going to be hooked up to a hemostat. This part will be run. This will have the blue suture on it. Now, as you come to the very end, you're going to transition to the anterior row. So you're going to be on the inside of the left lumen. You're going to go back in to out, come out here, and then you're going to be ready to do your anterior row. Now, if you have an assistant, it's better to give that to the suture to your assistant so that that person can run it toward themselves. Remember, you always want to sew toward yourselves this way. It's a little bit difficult to run it backwards. So if you have an assistant, you want to give the suture to them, and it's going to be already set up for them, so it's going to be easy for them to do a running right-handed. So they're going to come this way, so you're going to go right from out to in, come across, in to out, and they're going to be running it this direction. You're going to run it backwards. So by the time you're done, you'll have your suture row on the anterior surface. You're going to have your suture, original stay suture from there. You're going to have your suture with the needle, and you're just going to tie these together, and then you'll be done. And so that is your vascular anastomosis.